The outcome of Indonesia's involved power struggle rests here with the Army. They dominate or run every government office and enterprise in the country. The biggest army in Southeast Asia, their major accomplishment has been to help bankrupt Indonesia. Most of the equipment is Russian, about $1 billion worth, which hasn't been paid for. Sukarno tried to find them an enemy and declared war on Malaysia. This feudal confrontation consumed 70% of the national income. But now the Army, under the guidance of General Suharto, is finding an enemy worth destroying, the Commander-in-Chief, Sukarno. Many of the officers have wanted to eliminate Sukarno for months. General Nasution here has been among the most determined. Destruction of Sukarno has been restrained by General Suharto. A premature move might divide the Army and trigger a civil war. For all his faults, Bung Karno is still supported by millions of Indonesians. So amidst all this plotting, Sukarno viewed his bankrupt army and addressed his dissident officers.
5 Oktober, saya sebagai presiden mengeluarkan dekret.
On the 5th of October, I, as president, decreed that we must build an armed forces because, especially in a nation full of conflicts right now, in a world full of imperialists and anti-imperialists training at each other, not one nation alone can stand erect without an armed forces. We must maintain a united power so that it will not split apart.
Stripping his boss of absolute power was Suharto's first step toward preserving unity. 5 months after the coup, Sukarno was frightened into bestowing on General Suharto the authority to take any steps necessary to ensure the stability of the government. Suharto is the son of a Javanese farmer. He's a devout Muslim and mystical. He has a personal soothsayer, or dukan, who he consults on all matters. An authentic hero in Indonesia's War of Independence, he considers himself a soldier, not a politician. Unlike Sukarno, his most lurid art object is this patio fountain statue. And he has only one wife. He likes to work at home, a suburban split level. And for relaxation, he shoots golf or Sumatran tigers. In less than a year, Suharto and his new order have returned Indonesia to the United Nations, outlawed the Communist Party, ended the pointless war with Malaysia, negotiated credit extensions on the billions she owes the world, attracted some foreign aid, and balanced the budget, at least on paper. Suharto's accomplishments have been made while assassinations, conspiracies, plots, full-scale riots daily threaten not only General Suharto personally, but Indonesia as a whole. With a minimum of fanfare, almost stolidly, Suharto patiently, step by step, pursues his mission of bringing stabilization and order to Indonesia.
Jangan maju lagi, jangan maju lagi. Yang di depan, maju. Yang di depan.
The most unruly and impatient force Suharto has to contend with are the students. Under pressure of their rioting, 2 cabinets have fallen. They forced Congress to reinstate constitutional rule, abolished by Sukarno. This morning, it's Sukarno himself they want to abolish. They plan to storm his palace. Warned by the Army this would not be tolerated, they went ahead anyway. Before it was over, 60 were in the hospital. Street riots notwithstanding, General Suharto's most dangerous problem is to reorganize Indonesia without starting a new revolution. In the interest of economy, he should cut government bureaucracy by 1/3 and fire half the army. He should also remove his soldiers from control of the government and let civilians take over. He has to reduce subsidies on food and transportation, and prices will shoot up. It's all political suicide, and in Indonesia, political suicide is not a figure of speech. Here's how it went in October, when the people expressed their opposition toward the Soekarno government. This is a classic situation again of war among friends. The Army and the students are both united in their effort to get rid of Soekarno, but in this case, the Army has to take a position in a bloody one against the students in order not to protect Soekarno, but to try to keep anarchy off the streets of Indonesia, which has had so much of this bloodshed in the last year. You can hear the thumps of these rocks as they come winging in. So far, no soldiers have been hit. This is really an angry mob now, and students, having suffered, I would say, about 8 or 9 injured, have regrouped and are now moving back down towards the palace, banging on the telephone poles with rocks as they go. They have mixed violence with music all morning. Between the rock throwing and the scuffling, they keep singing their revolutionary anthem. You can hear now. Okay, here they go again. There must be about 1,000 students here now, maybe 2,000. They're being repulsed, run back up this street. Stones are popping all over. The safeties are off, all the machine guns and rifles have been loaded. Hit over the back of the head by a rifle butt. I think his neck is broken. I'm afraid he's...
I am blessed. My name is Doctor.
Is there a doctor here?
I am blessed.
Get a doctor! Get a doctor!
I am blessed.
You're oppressed, I understand that.
To my mother.
This man, he's a member of the student press, the commie press. He was stabbed with a bayonet.
Hold him over here.
It's hard sometimes to understand why Indonesia has put up with Soekarno as long as they have. The occasion is a palace garden party, 2 days after the students were bayoneted away. The cynicism of the whole affair is illustrated here. Mrs. Adam Malik is the wife of the new foreign minister, and he is Soekarno's foremost opponent. At one time or another, he's wooed, won, and rejected Russia, England, Yugoslavia, Holland, Japan, and America. The latest victim of his charm is Red China. Here he greets them. They are as uncertain about what's happened in Indonesia as they are about what's going on back home in China. Soekarno's great talent has been his ability to make friends into enemies and fools out of everyone.